Hmm. Good morning, everyone. It's just gone 8 a.m. Indochina time. That's in Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, and the Singapore and Shanghai markets have just now opened. And I'm here every day, Monday to Friday. Hey, Howard, you're quick to join in. Nice to see you. I hope you've gotten over your flu now. Feeling a little bit better, are you? I sometimes flip between the 10-minute and the 15-minute. They look very, very similar, but sometimes the 10-minute will give me a chance to get in just a little bit earlier. And this is the trend line strategy we're looking at here. Those of you that follow me know what the trend line strategy is. And what I'm looking for here is a break below and a close below this green upward trend line. And that is an indication for me to go short. And a break above and a close above the downward trend line is an indication to go long. But I don't know if I'm going to take a trade in the beginning of the market opening here today. We just see how it unfolds. See what the price tells us it's going to do today. I've had a look at the news already, the headlines, and I don't know about you guys. Is anybody else confused about what's going on in the world? Or is it just me? I know that the Mideast war is having a huge impact on what's happening in the market. But what's going on in the Mideast war? Is it just me that's confused about that? I don't know. The price of oil is not doing anything. It's gone up $1 today. Just have a quick look at that. See here, it's just going sideways. That's the price of oil. Not doing anything. It had one big move up on the beginning of Monday and then just gone sideways for the rest of the day and starting off sideways today. In fact, it dropped down a little bit today. Just staying around the $85, well below the $100 mark. And gold, well, gold is yesterday is we had a start of the market yesterday, a big crash down. Looked like okay, we're headed to lower prices. And then Tokyo came in, and Tokyo, Singapore, Shanghai, they all pushed the market back up to higher prices. And then it just went sideways for most of the rest of the day. And then the U.S. market pushed it up for a while, and then it fell back down. Oh me, what's going on? There's no clear direction. I'm saying to me, there's no clear direction in what we're seeing here. I'm thinking maybe I'll just hibernate and come come back after the war is finished. There's just no clear direction. Is anybody else taking a trade on gold today? I kind of don't think so. It looks like we might go to lower prices. This is interesting that we have not been able to get above this 4,800, 4830 zone for the last couple of weeks. Now, it did go up that on Friday, but came back down. But you look back over the last couple of weeks, and this 483 zone, 4830, 4830 zone, that level, has been a strong resistance for the last couple of weeks. And it just came up there today and now falling back down away from that. Except for that move on Friday, where it did break above, but then fell back down below yesterday. Is anybody trying to, anybody taking swing trades on gold where you hold the trade for several days or longer? We really are in a range. Now, if we go back and look at my, I don't show it on the screen, but if we look at the 4 hour chart, we're just in a range between 4,700 and 4,830. That's our range, about $130 range for the last 2 weeks. Some minor break above and then fall back down, and a minor break below and then come back up. But showing to be bullish for the day on the 4 hour chart, and showing to be bullish on the day chart also. You go back to the day chart, we're in that range for a couple of weeks between, well, about 4650 and 4870. 4650, 48, yeah, about a $200 range. So getting a little bit of a move down. Maybe you can hear the frustration in my voice. I don't know. I'm just, I'm just, I'm confused. Just being brutally honest with you guys. Well, that's, fine, Howard. If you're long from 4823, okay. Let's see where you are here. 4823 is right. When did you take that trade? That was, well, I guess, would have been today with the opening of the market. Yeah, you got in about right here. Where's your stop loss? You're long from here, 4823. You would have been in profit for a little bit. Now it's come back down. But that 4830 zone, that's been a tough nut to crack for the last couple of weeks. It can't seem to get higher than that. And it's not over yet. Well, they say, what do they say? Is it's not over until the fat lady sings? Looks like we might be going to lower prices today. I got a little minor break below my trend line here. I'm not going to jump on a trade right now. I'm being brutally honest with you guys. I'm not seeing any clear direction. I did have a short trade yesterday. I had a good profit yesterday, but that was just, I don't know. Where did I get in? I got in, where was it? I got in on this candle here. This was the Tokyo close and the London open. So good volume at that time. So I got in short here, and then I rode that for a couple of hours, came back up, and then I got out right here. Why did I get out? Because this was a support level back here earlier in the day, and I drew that line across there, and it hit that. So I got out of that trade, that short trade. It was a good trade, lasted for a couple of hours, and then that was all she wrote. And I'm glad I got out of that because that would have been a losing trade. But I didn't do anything in the U.S. market last night. Where was it open here at, this is the opening of Wall Street here. It started to come down for a few candles and it went back up. Then it came back down. It was like, there's just no clear direction. Now we're getting something here. Oh, what's going on? Lower prices. Oil is trying to go up a little bit. And I had a break here, but it didn't close below on my first candle, didn't close below my trend line, so I wouldn't take that trade there. But now this is a potential short here. Oh, good morning, Spaghetti. How are you doing today? So you got your stop loss at 48.15. Hey, okay. Well, you got stopped out. It's now 48.13. So you lost $7 on that, 70 pips. And I have this gray line here. You see this dotted line? This is a support resistance level from yesterday. You see it back here? Okay, I put these lines in here yesterday. Same thing here. I draw my lines during the day. Had the same thing here. I draw those lines during the day and I just keep them on there. Minor support and resistance. And that's what we're bouncing off of now. 48.15. The major support, that would be 47.95. That's our pivot point on the pivot point standard indicator I use for Tradingview. And then below that's 47.64 if we should go to lower prices. And then our next resistance level is way up there at 48.50. So we got another 5 minutes on this candle. I'm probably not going to take a trade this morning, guys. I just, another day, another dollar. I haven't heard that in a long time. Oh, there's Raj. Yeah, I've been thinking about. Sorry for your emergency. Hope everything's okay. Another day, another dollar. Oh yeah. We all live to trade another day. You know, the markets are not fair, they're not unfair. They just move. And I just being brutally honest with you guys, I'm not not seeing any clear direction for the last, Friday was kind of interesting. It's like they're going to open the Strait of Hormuz, and that's all good news for the global economy. And gold went up like a rocket, and oil fell down like a sinking ship. And then that lasted about 24 hours. And then they closed the strait. And I haven't heard too much since that time. Yesterday, today, they're supposed to be having more peace talks in Pakistan, but I don't know. I haven't been able to see any development of the peace talks. And President Jesus, he says, well, if they don't make a deal, then the war is going to continue. So I don't know. I just don't know. Talking about that is because that has so much of an impact on what we're seeing. It's all about the war in the Middle East. So, Howard, I assume you got stopped out and maybe you're going to reverse the trade, go short, or what have you decided to do? I don't have a trade open this morning, guys. I'm just sitting here looking at the chart, just confused. Well, not really. I can't say I'm confused. I know we're just in uncertain times. That's all. Uncertain times with no clear direction. That's just to put it about as briefly and as clear as I can. Uncertain times with no clear direction. And we just have to wait and see. Don't try to force a trade. That's the main thing. Don't try to force a trade. And this is one reason I like to maybe not trade now with the Asian market. You have low volume. I like to come back in the Tokyo close and the London open, where you have a lot more volume. And for me, it gives me a clearer trade setup. That's the good trade that I took yesterday. I went short for a couple of hours, and it paid off well. And then I thought I might get something in the U.S. market, but that was a nothing burger. So it came down, bounced off of that support at 48.15, 48.14 right there, 48.14, bounced off of that, and now trying to go back up. So I'll just sit here and enjoy my coffee. Anybody got any questions or comments? What's your take on the market? What does Kenny Rogers say? You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And if we don't trade every day, that's okay. You don't have to trade every day. And sometimes it can be like this. Don't try to force a trade. Now that candle has closed. I'm going to move my trend line and we'll get something there. So this makes a little bit more sense to me. If it breaks below the trend line, that means it also breaks below the support level. And then I might consider to go short. But at 48.16, I know I've got strong support here around 4800. That's a strong psychological level. 4800, 4800. I think we probably will stay above that today. Is there any news? I don't think so. Let me check forexfactory.com. I won't show it on the streaming. Okay, at 7:30, that's 1 hour before Wall Street opens, the core retail sales month on month, retail sales month on month, and that's about it. So that can be a big one, guys. Okay. It's a change in the total value of sales at the retail level, excluding automobiles. And the forecast, oh, the forecast is quite high. So if actual is greater than forecast, that's good for the US economy. But the forecast is quite high. So I don't think it'll break above I don't think the actual will be higher than the forecast. I don't think the actual will be greater than forecast. So that means we might have some news that's not good for the US economy. But anyway, I don't trade the news, but you need to just be aware of that. It can have a knee jerk reaction. That's it at the moment. Yeah, and it's look at that, bounced off of that support line. With this support line, I just drew in there like yesterday. I always do that during the day. I draw the lines where I get support and resistance. You see, we had it there, resistance came over here, resistance, support, and I just keep those lines there. Kind of played around there during the close of the U.S. session. It was resistance here. It's minor support and resistance, those gray lines, and it's bounced off of that. It has bounced off of that. So the first candle, we got a little bit of a move down, but we know we don't trust the first candle. It can be a fake out. Bounced off of support, and now just kind of not doing anything. Oh goodness me! Ah, sometimes the trading is boring. That's just the life of a trader. It can be boring sometimes. We have to sit on our hands. Most of the time in trading, we just sit on our hands. And now trying to come back again, test that support level at 48.14. Got another 6 minutes on that candle. But we are getting lower highs, lower lows. And if we break below that, it might continue further down to 48.06 is the next level. You can see that was a level here yesterday. Minor support and resistance. And we could come down and bounce off of this pivot point. That's highly likely. So, guys, I'm not going to stick around here all day long just talking to myself. I, again, I don't, there's no clear direction for me. I don't see a trade setup unfolding. And I will come back in the close of the Tokyo session and the opening of the London session. That's in about 4 hours from now. And I'll see if I have a better trade setup with higher volume. But if this should continue below the trend line here, break below and close below, then I'm very unlikely that I will take a short trade. As I just keep saying, I don't see any clear direction in these days, in these times, nothing yet. And they're supposed to be having, more of these talks. So better to just wait and see how things unfold regarding the war in the Middle East. I mean, that is what's moving the markets. Or we could say that's what's not moving the markets right now because there's so much uncertainty. So I'm going to close out, guys. I know it's been a short session today, but I just don't see anything happening. And I think you're probably all the same. Better to just, like again, be cautious. Don't force a trade. Yeah, thanks, Howard. I hope you get to feeling better, getting over your flu. Thanks for popping in. Don't forget to smash that like button. I do appreciate it. And I'll see you all again tomorrow at the same time.